Hello, Steam again. And I did my TED Talk study on Tony Porter's A Call to Men. Now, the way he went about it was he was saying, like, how do we bring up our men? How do we bring up our boys? How do they perceive women? We bring up our boys to be strong, fearless. I mean, in this light, like, men are strong, women are weak. Men are superior, women are inferior. And the way he captured the audience was he's like, listen, I mean, I have two kids. I have a son and I have a daughter. And when I have my daughter will come to me all snot nosed and crying and can barely talk, and I'm like, hey baby, what's wrong? What's wrong? How you doing? And go and hold her, and she'll be buggering up his sleeves and just just really can't utter a word, but he sits there and he listens to her. Why? Because that's his baby girl. On the flip side, his son could come to him, and mind you, his son is only a year older than his daughter. And at this point, I believe his son was about 5. So his son came to him crying, and before he holds his son, looks at him, let him booger up his sleeve, he looks at his son and he says, listen, go to your room and come back to me come back to me and talk to me like you're a man. Don't talk to me like don't be crying like you're a little girl or something. Talk to me like a man. Look me in my eyes and say what's wrong. I can't understand you when you're crying. Which is wrong. And he broke it down. He's like, yo, that is so wrong. I look back at it and I'm like, what did I do? Why did I do that? And he says, you know what? It goes back to the way his father raised him, and most likely the way his father raised him. It's this. He said that we fit our boys into this man box. Basically, that's what he said. He called it a man box. The way we ourselves as men, and as how society views men. We're not supposed to cry. We're supposed to be fearless. You know what I mean? And one of the TED commandments that he used was, I believe, number 4. He told a story. Because like I was saying before, he went in and he brought his kids in there and was talking about how he basically raises his son opposed to how he raises his daughter. And he was saying, how will I want men or anyone to treat my little girl? Will they treat my little girl as if they are superior? Will they treat my girl like she's subhuman? Like, how did and me myself, this connected with me because I myself, I have a 2-year-old son. He's almost 2, and then I have a 4-month-old daughter. Which was not too far from what he was saying. His kids were a year apart, you know. And how will the way I raised my son, it's not too far from that. Like when he's crying, I'm like, yo, hold up, shh. Okay, what's wrong? And he always points, so I go, shh, and then he'll stand up, and then he'll go and he'll like basically point at what's wrong, or go hurt, or like he bumped into something or whatever. But my daughter, she's 4 months old, so she just cries. So there's not really much I can do. But I after listening to Tony, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna reevaluate some things because I do not want to force my son to be a certain way because that's how society rules it. That's because it's really a narrow view. I mean, why would I want to stifle my son's emotional growth? Why would I want to? No, don't cry. Men don't cry. We have tear ducts. We feel pain. Why aren't we allowed to express that emotion? Why do we force ourselves to suppress our emotion? Why am I suppressing my son's emotions by not letting him cry? And he broke that down so powerfully. And that goes along with his dynamics because he felt everything he was saying. I give homie a 5 because he really went in there. You know what I mean? He broke it down in a way where it touched me because I'm like, yo, this is official. And to say this is official, this really hits home. It's close to home. You know what I mean? Um, and what I learned about delivery is, feel your words. You have to feel your words. If you don't understand what you're saying, if you don't feel what you're saying, then no one else will. You know what I mean? You can talk to your blue in the face about a subject you know entirely nothing about, and your audience will be just as lost as you are. I mean, the way he went about it, you heard him and you felt him because you knew he knew what he was talking about. You know, I mean, to compare him to Ken Robinson, Sir Ken Robinson he's funny. He's very funny. He brought the jokes in there. He was very knowledgeable about what he was talking about. But more to the difference is that with Sir Ken, the way he was developing his message was you understood it because he was talking to you and everything. Not to say that Tony wasn't, but he was talking to you, like he was telling you, listen. I mean, because this is wrong. Tips to my classmates is definitely, the same tip that I learned myself. Feel your words, because if you don't understand what you're saying, no one else will understand you. You know. So that's I concluded. Y'all take it easy. I hope you enjoyed it.